Yeah,
Pezzies.
Hello, I'm Anastasia, and we're doing the extra Pezzy Awards. I just combined all the names into
that'll
one.
work.
So the first one is, I'm sorry, wait, I should introduce everybody. My bad. So we got a Mole here from across the pond.
Hello.
Got Richter Hammer, the stay-at-home dad
Hello.
gamer,
Yay.
and then a robot trying to become human.
Does not compute.
That's James. All right.
Also, if you're gonna probably introduce Richter, you have to call him the best one.
Yeah, that's true. He is the best one.
Yes.
All right. So the first award is review of the year that we're doing.
Yay.
Woo.
Woo! So who wants to go first? Or we could just start with Mole because he's on the left side of my screen. If anyone wants to go specifically otherwise, it's going to be Mole's default.
Okay. I gave the best review of the year from the stuff we were done. I gave it to our World of Final Fantasy review. Because I was oddly proud of how that turned out. Because at first, when I put the little video in the corner, I was worried that was not going to work. Like I said to you guys, okay, I'm going to try putting video in it with us talking from the Hangout. It's probably going to get fucked up. When I did, I'm like, this actually doesn't look bad. I like it. So yeah, World of Final Fantasy. Plus, it was a fun review to do. As Richter and Pew in it, and it was just fun.
Yay! All right. So Richter Hammer.
I also gave it to World of Final Fantasy. Continuing our long-standing tradition of I could remember that one, but it was a good review. Went well, and yeah, I thought that was a nice little touch when you went back and then added the video, made it look a lot classier. So I went with that.
Yay! Wow. So now everyone's giving it to that. No one's gonna fuck this order up.
Considering I wasn't in the video, gee, I wonder.
Oh, you
All
always
right.
have some excuse.
Anyway,
What was your review of the year?
interestingly, I had that listed as best of our videos, but I guess we changed the name and I didn't write it down. Oops. But anyway, I went further back in because when I was compiling mine, I went back through our year of videos on the channel to remind myself of the things we had done. And so I chose, because it was awesome. Well, there's one in particular, but collectively I want to give it to Ruin Runners. But in particular, the one, which one was it? Like they were all really good, so it's hard to pick one. But the one that sticks out in my mind is the one where we fought the dudes that were parodies of wrestlers because they were hilarious. Because that was just goofy and awesome, and it was a lot of fun. As were all the episodes of Ruin Runners, and Ruin Runners as a whole, we got to have these great characters. We got to hang out with Wife Blade. There was nothing negative about Ruin Runners. It was great.
All right, and mine review of the year. I think I should have gone before Jim. I should have just put him on the side because mine is also World of Final Fantasy.
Wait.
Combo breaker.
No. Ruin Runners was a great review.
Hey, on my sheet it says best video of the year. It doesn't say review of the year.
It's not our fault you didn't update it.
I wasn't giving updates.
You were the one who named some of them with me.
No, I wasn't.
You were. Me and you were on Skype. We went through and renamed them together.
Really? Because I don't have that anywhere. Did you give them to me after we did that? Did you?
No, you said you were going to edit it at the same time, and I kept rereading them to you.
Oh, because nowhere do I have that actually written in here. I was just going by what's written in here.
It was at the same time we dropped review of the year, and we kept when we changed one to best of our shows, which is our weekly shows.
Oh, okay. Maybe I did it in another document. I don't know.
It's all good.
Evidently, it's not. Live, everybody.
No, it is good. I was making a joke if it's a good review, but no. Pew was doing World of Final Fantasy.
Yeah. So World of Final Fantasy. I just loved the game, and it was cool that everybody got to play it except for Jim. And
He'll
and
play
then
it now because they just released Sora, so now he'll go get
Oh,
it.
yeah. So
I downloaded Sora earlier and was like, I don't quite have enough stars yet to use them.
then Mo did the extra special thing about making there have a little video in there, and it just looks so wonderful. The whole thing was, and it was just a fun experience. So the whole thing was just great. All right, so the next one, or actually two in here, I'm totally not gonna be a part of because it's wrestling and I don't really know about that shit. So I'm gonna just pretend that
you
I'm
should.
not even like.
You should.
Hey, to be fair, you heard of Gorilla Monsoon?
Yeah, you mentioned that yesterday.
Okay then.
I give
He's
all
the
my words
best.
to him.
Thank you.
Even for storyline, just his
Nice.
name is the
Thank-
best storyline.
Thank you. This pleases me for so many reasons.
Yes.
Okay, so fight of the year. For Mo.
I gave it to AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose TLC. Because that was a really good match. It's arguable whether or not the ending hurt it, but to be fair, the rest of the match was so fucking good that was just a great match to see, and probably one of, if not the best one-on-one TLCs we've seen. So, yay. AJ v Dean Ambrose, TLC.
Who was your favorite wrestling match? Or what was your favorite wrestling match? Richter.
What the pronoun trouble?
I went with Nakamura versus Zayn at the NXT. Which one was that? I don't remember. Whichever one Nakamura debuted at. I remember I had it written down earlier, but now I don't have it down there. So
Isn't it the one where he injured Zayn and knocked him out for like 6 months?
I don't think so. It was where Zayn basically came back so he could lose, so he could officially be on the main roster.
Okay. So
But,
after he got injured. Fair enough.
Yeah, but that was a damn good match. I can't remember if I've said this before, but like when Nakamura was coming out, it's like he had all this hype and stuff, and I'm like, okay, sounds cool. Look forward to seeing this, but let's see how it lives up to it. The match came out, and I was like, okay, I don't think it was unwarranted. All that hype definitely didn't disappoint. So, A+.
I could see that. That was a cool match.
Indeed.
All right. Now, Jim, who was your favorite? Jim, I keep saying who.
What was your favorite wrestling match?
What was your favorite wrestler?
Yeah.
Gorilla Monsoon. Anyway. No, I give it to Sasha versus Charlotte. Take your pick. Except the Iron Man one because that one went too damn long. Except for that one.
Does that also include the Hell in a Cell where she had to climb down to get in position?
When they were in the ring, it was okay. That was a little weird, but yes, that was a bit awkward. But it was still an unprecedented thing. It was a big thing. But when Sasha and Charlotte get in the ring and wrestle, it's really, really good. And all their matches were really good. The wrestle, I mean, it got boring after a while because they did it so much, but they were putting on 4.5 5-star matches every time they got in that ring, and it was a joy to watch. They brought the women's revolution.
They did have some good matches.
Now I kind of want Take Your Pick to be a new pay-per-view.
Yes.
It's like the new Taboo Tuesday.
That's what I was thinking when you said that. I was thinking Taboo Tuesday and Cyber Sunday.
Yeah.
I love
Nice.
those pay-per-views.
They need to bring those
pick.
back. Those were great. See, what they need to do is they need to bring that back and make it a cross-branded pay-per-view so fans at home can vote for fantasy matches between brand guys.
To be fair, last time what they were was fantasy matches a lot of times because it'd be like, who do you want to see Chris Jericho face? JTG, Shag, whatever the hell his partner was called, and then or Shawn Michaels, and then Shawn Michaels would win and go, oh my god, it's me! What? What type of match do you want to see? Do you want to see a one-on-one match? Do you want to see a one-on-one with a special timekeeper? Or do you like to see 5 Hell in a Cell surrounded by fire with nuclear missiles? Vote now.
So that as good as, do you want to see a no DQ match, a no holds barred match, or an Extreme Rules match?
Is one of the options fighting on the or wrestling on the back of a dinosaur?
Yes.
Wrestle on the
amazing.
back of Godzilla while he destroys downtown Tokyo. Oh, that only had 13% of the votes. Flip the announcer's table.
You can't beat Godzilla. JBL already future endeavored him.
Before or after
Uh,
he fell on his face. Anyway.
Yes.
I
all
love
right.
stuff.
So next one is story of the year. Which wrestler had wrestling had the best storyline?
Best storyline of the year for me was, and I gave it to this one just for the sheer emotion from it, Dolph vs. Miz. Because it was one of the most interesting things. Because, like Jim said, like with the Charlotte and Sasha feud, that was built on its matches alone mainly,
Hmm.
which was great for it. This one wasn't built on the matches alone. This one was just built on segments and emotion, which is always good in storylines. Like both of those work, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
I just like this, where it's like, oh, you've never lived up to the Spirit Squad, and then they come back, and you're like, okay, and Dolph's then put his career on the line. And part of me's like, okay, Dolph's kind of done here. I kind of expect him to lose. I expect it. And Dolph wins, and the whole crowd cheered. He's holding the title. And you're like, what? And Dolph's like, yeah, and he's finally getting over with it, and it's like, that's cool. And yeah, Miz eventually took the title back off him like a week or two later, but the actual storyline itself, it was emotional. It was just really heartfelt. I like that.
Yay!
Woo.
So Richter, what do you think the best storyline was?
All right.
There's a right answer. I don't know.
But I have it wrong.
He
For me,
gave it to Braun, who will face Braun Strowman.
Yes.
I didn't even give it to something in WWE. How's that for crazy?
It's total non-stop deletion.
Oh, dude, I don't even know the story behind that, like very much of it, but that'd be a good contender. Though that if there was batshit crazy fight of the year award, and
Yes.
then I would have done that. But no, I went to new promotion, which I may or may not discuss later. We'll talk about that. But for WCPW, and they had this guy Martin Kirby, and it was just like his arc from when they started through the end of the year. I thought was really good because when he first showed up, you know, they had like guys from the UK, and so a lot of them weren't well known outside of there because local guys or whatever. But they had this one guy, Martin Kirby, who was like a joke heel in the beginning, and he had some really damn good matches. And you're like, wow, this guy is actually really talented in the ring. But he was like getting over, which you don't really do for a heel. So then they just had him face turn, and it was like, oh, okay. And then, he got a title shot, and you're like, it seems a bit quick, but okay, this makes sense. And they were just kind of going with it. And then he got screwed out of it by the general manager, and then he fought the general manager in one of those Cena situations where it's like you versus 3 people or whatever. No, it's 2 on 3 with Matt Hardy. So he's included. But but then he wins, so he becomes general manager of the promotion. I know it's it's just storyline. But the fact that he goes from joke heel to getting over to face to being general manager all within several months. It was a really fun thing to watch, and he's really talented. So it's like, all right, I enjoy this.
I will say, isn't that the Daniel Bryan story?
Kind of, except this guy's not injured. Daniel Bryan. I guess Daniel Bryan was kind of a heel. I guess for next.
Yeah, when he was doing this, no.
Yeah. Don't forget that. Don't forget the 3 weeks he joined the Wyatt family.
Everyone forgets the 3 weeks he joined. I was going way for. I was like, oh, when he choked Cena and got fired, but you were. You're like, no,
he didn't choke Cena. He didn't choke Cena. He choked the announcer.
Oh, did he? I thought it was Cena. Oh.
No, that was Justin Roberts. He grabbed Justin Roberts and choked him with his own tie.
Gotcha. So all long, right,
so, Jim, what was your favorite storyline?
Before I go, I'd just like to congratulate Richter on successfully bridging his characters because he's now talking about wrestling promotions that no one's ever heard of.
I'm trying to keep it relevant.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as an overall story arc, while it didn't start that good, it ended really well, and it's still kind of going really well. But I gave it to the brand split because, well, the whole, we're going to have Shane in a match that is the ending's going to be relevant to was really dumb. when they got past that first like 3 weeks and we're like, okay, Shane, you're gonna have power now, and they built it up. Shane ended up getting control of SmackDown, the feud between him and Stephanie, building up the brands, making SmackDown more relevant, bringing just everything that's tied into this brand split has been so good, and in my opinion, made it might hurt Raw's writing a little bit, but that aside, it's generally helped the product immensely overall, and I thought that was a really great storyline to bring it back in and to really make it work more than it did the first time they tried that whole brand split thing. So I just thought that was a great storyline overall, bringing in the brand split and just this big story that they did for the whole thing.
The first brand split was cool. That was done really well with Ric Flair and Vince arguing.
Yeah, well, the guys in charge of it, the storyline behind it was okay. The problem with that brand split was that almost from the start, guys were jumping back and forth constantly. Now that's not happening occasionally here, but it doesn't seem to be as much.
Yeah, they were jumping back and forth at the end, but originally it was like, you're a SmackDown guy.
Yeah,
And you had like Undertaker pissed when he got drafted by Ric Flair, and you're like, what?
Yeah, and I still remember that night on the Raw that was on April the 1st when they were, who's going to sign Stone Cold to their brand, and he's like, well, I'm better the devil I know than the one I don't. Oh, and Vince, April Fools, stunner, signs Ric Flair's contract. Rick starts strutting around, won't drink a beer with him, stuns Flair.
Yep.
Good times.
All right. What's the next one? I have to scroll down.
The brand split is pretty cool.
Oh, the next one is best of our shows.
Okay.
So, what is the best of our shows? More.
For the best of our monthly shows, which is when we do like one a week and stuff like that, I gave it to Opinion Junkies again. Because I like Opinion Junkies, and it's more, I don't know what you'd call it, but you know what I mean? It's more inclusive. Like, there's more things that can be discussed on Opinion Junkies, and it's like that. That's cool, and it's normally, and it's always fun. So,
Alright.
Opinion Junkies.
Nice.
So, Richter, what's the best of our shows?
All right, I went with our RPs, the radio plays, the role plays, whichever you want to do it, because those were really fun. I like those. You know, they definitely had their fair share of like rocky moments, but I'd say overall they were really good, and the highs were definitely worth the lows because they were just a lot of fun to do.
Oh, totally.
Awesome.
They were fun.
All right. So, Jim, what is the best of our shows?
This might be a little bit self-serving because it's mine, but I give it to the Final Countdown just because I really like doing that every month. We have five something, we go back and forth, we're showing pictures of it, we're comparing our thoughts and things. It really gets a lot of opinions going, and it really is just a fun thing to do. Just a quick shoot the shit. Here's 5 things. You don't have to have a long, discussion or anything. It's just here's our 5 things. Why do you like yours versus ours? It leads to interesting stuff, and it's just a lot of fun. I like it.
I like that show now. That is pretty fun.
All right, so my favorite, the best of our shows is I like Opinion Junkies because it just can pretty much go anywhere. Like as the most variety, I think. So it keeps it fresh.
He also gave us Pewcraft.
It did.
Yeah. So that's my favorite. And then the next thing is best franchise.
Right.
So Mo, what is the best franchise?
I gave it to a weird one, but I think they had a good year this year.
Okay.
I gave it to Lego. Because this year, they announced, obviously it's coming up this year now, but they announced they were doing a new Lego Batman movie. They announced in 2016 they were porting Lego Worlds over while also releasing it on Steam. We had the Lego Scooby-Doo movie come out. We had more Lego Dimensions stuff where they kept supporting it for the next year. We also had Lego Force Awakens and stuff like that. So I was like, Lego's really done a lot this year to just make its brand even more solid. So I'm like, I'm going to go with Lego.
Woo!
Nice.
So Richter, what was your best franchise?
All right, so I'm going to keep with Jim's theme of wrestling promotions people haven't heard of, but I went with WCPW just because they came out of nowhere. It's the people at What Culture are just like, hey, let's make a wrestling promotion. And when I first heard that, I was just like, I don't know if you get enough click money from YouTube for that, but okay. And they came out swinging. They put on really good matches. They highlighted people that I hadn't heard before. They got some really big name stars early on. Like they had Kurt Angle on like their 4th show or whatever. They had Cody Rhodes. They had Bret Hart on. They had Eric Bischoff. JR commentated on one of the pay-per-views they did. And just
1 second. This is someone with the last name Hard on. Like really?
No,
Yes.
Hardy.
Oh, okay. So it sounded like you said somebody hard on. And I'm like,
Bret
what?
Hart on.
Oh, I was like,
Oh.
that's the craziest name, hard on.
That's the
Okay,
parody
continue.
wrestler, Bret Hart on.
To be
Yeah.
fair, he does wrestle a little stiff.
Okay,
Oh.
continue. I just had to stop it because I was like, that can't be a real thing.
Why
Well,
not? There's a Big Dick Dudley.
There is. No, there's a better one. There's a guy that they recruited.
Huge erection.
Yeah, he was there. And there was a guy they used to bring in once in a while who was a fat male stripper named Big Dick Johnson.
Yep.
It's weird. Okay.
It's true.
Yep.
But, yeah, it's but yeah, just coming out of nowhere and actually being popular enough, as one of the guys liked to joke, they had more followers on YouTube than TNA, which is hilarious. So he's like, that makes us the 2nd biggest promotion. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to argue with that logic because it's funny. But but just it as per what they're like now, even though it's only like half a year in or something. But in 2016, Aces.
Yeah.
All right, Jim. What was your favorite franchise?
Well, if I was going to pick a franchise for this year, favorite franchise, I would give it to Star Trek. Number 1, Star Trek Beyond, the movie came out. It might not have been quite as good as its predecessors, but it was still a pretty enjoyable movie for a Star Trek film. And as people have pointed out, it felt more like original Star Trek than anything they've done with this new cast so far. So that was cool. It's the big 50th anniversary, so they really went all out with Star Trek this year. They had the movie coming out. They had a bunch of novels, including a novel trilogy I read that was really awesome, tied in all kinds of different eras of Star Trek together through a storyline involving Commander Cruise. We had the new comics, Star Trek Green Lantern crossover comic. They announced that they were doing a next gen comic about a world where what if the Romulans had made first contact instead of the Vulcans. That's coming out this year, but they announced it last year. Among a whole bunch of other stuff, and they've just really been, and of course the announcements and everything regarding the Star Trek Discovery that they've been hyping and talking about all this year has been pushed back again to sometime, hopefully this year. But yeah, it's just really been big for Star Trek with the 50th anniversary, between books coming out, between just all regular books, comic books, the movie, the new TV show in production, just everything related to Star Trek has been really pushed huge for the 50th anniversary, and I think that's really cool, and I really like all the Star Trek stuff they're doing, so I give it to Star Trek.
Yay! All right, so in the theme of I don't know, Mole having the same answer as me, but not not for any other reason. I give it to Lego, because Lego has come out with so much stuff, and if I could just tilt the camera here, you would see all my Lego stuff. It's just being a whirlwind of fun with them, just non-stop. Like they keep having hits so far, and not so many misses. So it's been a good time for Lego.
So what you're saying is everything is awesome.
I believe she was implying most things are awesome.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
More on that in a sec.
Uh-oh.
All right, so next would be worst franchise.
I'm gonna have to go. It's a little out there, but I gave it to Marvel. The reason Lego Avengers sucked balls. We already knew that, but in 2016, it started in December 2015, but it carried on in 2016. We had Totally Awesome Hulk, Captain America revealed to be a Hydra agent, and it's like they don't know what the hell they're doing. The only things they seem to get right seems to be is arguably the movies. Like Civil War was good. and stuff like that. I hadn't seen Doctor Strange yet, but I've heard good things. However, when it comes to all the other stuff like games, they announce, "Oh, we're doing a new Marvel v Capcom game," and then no X-Men going forward. Which I'm sorry, like Wolverine, Deadpool, Cyclops, Jean Grey, and since he's also part of the Fox stuff, so I'm guessing he won't be included. Doctor Doom. They were all huge in the previous ones and all good in the previous ones. So it's just a flat out shame. Plus, the name of the next one, instead of being 4 like the others, is Infinite. It sounds like a mobile game. Like
can
the
understand.
Clash of Champions style thing to cash in on the Marvel v Capcom brand. And like, So all they've done this year is, besides the films, is most of the stuff I see is bad. Like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider looks worse in that than he does in the actual Ghost Rider films, and they're basically criticized for how bad they are. Even the Netflix shows, they were good at first, but now they're kind of boring, and I don't know, they just don't seem that interesting anymore. So yeah, Marvel.
Fair enough.
All right, Jim, what was your worst franchise?
All right. Before we get about worse, just for the last, I did want to give an honorable mention for the last round. I forgot to Harry Potter. Between a new movie coming out and the Cursed Child play in book form, that franchise has really been regenerated this year too. But my worst franchise, unfortunately, I had real trouble thinking of a franchise that was really that bad this year, in my opinion. But unfortunately, as tends to happen in years where I can't come up with anything else, it falls to the WWE. Only because since the brand split and in the last, say, 4 to 5 months of the year, things started really picking up and getting good. Everything before that, on the other hand, not so much.
But the brand split was right near the start of the year.
No, and
WrestleMania, Shane v Undertaker, and a couple of weeks afterwards, they started building up the storyline of the brand split.
yeah, but the actual brand split didn't kick in.
That was one of the complaints. Was literally the next night that storyline started.
Yeah, but the actual brand split didn't kick in until like August. Well, that's an exaggeration, but in like July, August, somewhere around there. But like the early part of the year, before the brand split, it just felt like everything was getting really stale. We were just seeing the same guys over and over again. The storylines weren't that good, and then between bringing in the women's revolution and then the brand split, they kind of did a good job fixing things up over the course of the remainder of the year. But I just felt like there were some weak points. Also, really weak points to WWE for horrible original network content. Because
the women's revolution was 2015. That's literally when they did that thing when they brought on Sasha. They teamed with Paige. They had that big storyline.
True, but they were heavily pushed. Oh, we did the Revolution thing with Charlotte and Sasha feud this year too.
Yeah, and then they did it with Alexa and Becky as well.
A little bit, yeah.
The women's revolution's over now. This is women's wrestling. They don't need the revolution now, and I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, horrible WWE Network content. Camp WWE was just not well done at all. Concept was good, execution was poor.
The other one was good though.
Yeah, story time is good.
Yeah.
I give it a story time, but yeah, that Camp WWE wasn't that good. They had I didn't watch it.
Wasn't good.
Yeah, I didn't watch Holy Foley, but that didn't look that good.
No, but they did have more Legends with JBL stuff again, and they did have that. Oh, what the hell was that new show called that was cool? And also Talking Smack.
That's true. Like I said, over the course of the year, they've really improved and everything, but from where they were at the beginning of the year, where they were at the beginning of the year was not that good. So I had to go to that just because I couldn't think of a really worse franchise off the top of my head. I was thinking. I went through a list of franchise, everything I was trying to come up with this award, and I couldn't come up with anything.
I thought you would have gone. I honestly thought you were going to go Power Rangers because I know you didn't like the Super Dino Charge ending. Like
that's true. Honorable mention of that for the Dino Charge ending alone. But I got to give them some credit for this year because they announced the movie and revealed a bunch of stuff about it, and a few other things that they've been really digging into. But 2017 is going to be more the year of Power Rangers with Ninja Steel, the movie. 2017 will be probably best franchise Power Rangers for me next year, but we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. For the disappointing stuff, they showed stuff at the movie like Alien Alpha.
All right.
Looks
So
horrible.
my worst one would probably be like Blizzard as a whole.
Ouch.
I could see
And
that.
yeah, because they like, cause my friend plays World of Warcraft, and like I was gonna join him and do some stuff, and it just didn't work out because like some stuff was like shitty there without getting into like all this whole like section of things. But then also, and another a specific thing was they gave me an amazingly wonderful experience and then shit it all over it with Overwatch. Which it's kind of worse because you made me love you and then you made me hate you, and I still love you and I feel bad for hating you, but I love you and I hate you. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
plus their card game keeps going up and down with people all the time. Like they do something really good and then really bad and really great and really
yeah.
bad.
Just so many things. They send me way too many friggin' emails and have to like figure out how to log on and turn this shit off because it's like at least 3 a day. So, yeah. So that's mine, and I believe that is it.
Yep. And I will say, I'm hopeful that 2017 Marvel will pick things up because it is worth noting in April this year they do have a new Venom comic in which Eddie Brock gets the symbiote again. At
Oh,
least on
thank
the
God.
cover, he has it and says we're back. However, people are worried they're going to do the old bait and switch, and like he's just going to go, no, you're the true Venom now, and let the new guy be. Because it is Marvel, they do tend to do stuff like that all the time, and it just annoys me.
Yep. Yeah, that's kind of their MO these days. Like freaking, oh, here's Civil War 2, but screw Captain America, it's Captain Marvel now.
Yep. And also with Civil War 2, it did drag on too long
Did
compared
it?
to.
I haven't read it yet. I'm waiting for the trade.
Yeah, it was not good. It dragged way too long.
Fair enough.
All right. So I guess that's our what did I call them? Extra
It's our
something
awards
awards.
for
Yeah.
2016.
Yes.
Woo!
This was the last one, the miscellaneous stuff. Woo!
Oh, the Pezzies. That's right. I called them the extra Pezzies awards.
You did do that.
All right, so that was our thoughts. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments. And we'll be more than happy to hear that and compare. Yeah.
And while you're down there, make sure to check out the rest of Richter Hammer's choices since he had to leave early, unfortunately.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks. Bye.